So moving on to our next look, I actually brought in a celebrity. You might know her. I'd love to know how you usually refresh curls, especially on celebrities. What's the craziest place that you've ever had to do someone's hair? How do you manage extreme heats and temperatures and just finishing the hair without it getting frizzy? We're coming for you, Hailey, and your husband. What? Who said that? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel with your main girl, Mel. Today we're going to be doing some fun styles that you can do to create really effortless looks on curly hair with tips from a very special pro. I'm so excited to introduce you to
Ironell De Leon. I'm a celebrity hairstylist based in Los Angeles, originally from New York, and I am also a Dyson hair ambassador as well.
And of course, we're going to be using our Dyson tools. We have the Supersonic and we have the Corrale. Also, a huge thank you to Dyson for partnering with us for this video, making this whole thing possible.
And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I have been such huge fans of your work. I'm a curly girl myself, as you guys will probably see later in the video. There's a couple things that happen, and I've watched so many of your videos. You guys are just like such pioneers in the curly hair community.
Oh my God, Ironell, I'm so excited. So she knows what it's like working with curly hair, as well as, of course, working on tons of celebrities. And hopefully after today's video, we'll all know how to achieve the looks just like the celebrities. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I always say that you guys have seen me style my hair a million times, but every hairstylist does things a little bit differently, which is why I'm super excited to be led and guided by celebrity hairstylist herself, just to see what different techniques we can achieve that hopefully will be able to help you guys at home as well. I'm excited to put this hair up. I'm hot. If I'm sweating, mind your business. I might be sweating. I did put tissue in my shirt. So the first look Ironell is going to guide me through is this very Pamela Anderson inspired, messy updo. Just, I woke up like this, but also I'm ready for the runway or I'm ready for the event. You've never done Pamela's hair, have you?
No, not yet.
No.
At least I've done.
Exactly. That's the attitude.
I've done her son's hair. That's close, but not Pam herself.
How can I prepare myself? What are we gonna need in terms of tools to be ready for this style?
So you're gonna need 2 hair ties. I like to use these little nylon ones, which are awesome and great for curly hair and give you really great grip, and some bobby pins, and that's it. So what we're gonna do now is, I love the way that your hair is kind of parted on the side. So we can probably just leave some tendrils out, some face framing tendrils. I have my curly ones, which we'll get into later.
But she's setting her own trends here. Fall New York Fashion Week is coming up, okay?
And what I also like to do is leave some right in front of the ear, kind of like pull some little curlies out right here, because these are always flattering on everyone with every single head shape, face shape, all sorts of things. So
they really help to kind of slim the face almost and just add like a softness, right?
Yes, and that's essentially what we're going for, right? Because Pam Anderson was like the queen of just like messy but soft and feminine. So that's what we're gonna kind of go for today.
Effortless beauty.
And today we're gonna do the curly version. So I love this for us. And then carefully gathering the hair all the way up. And maybe even, because your hair is like kind of medium length, you can even pop some out right at the very nape of the neck.
So they usually naturally fall out. And I always think that these little tendrils in the back are so cute.
I love them too. And I feel like they don't get enough attention,
I know,
in my opinion. And we can refresh those right after too. So we'll leave them out.
Probably gonna need to, but I do want to leave them out because, yeah, I think they look cute.
Yep. And your hair is the perfect length too for this.
I'm sure you deal with all different lengths of hair and also probably a lot of extensions and hair pieces. Like, how often are you adding hair to the looks?
No, every time.
Every time.
Every single time. Every
It's all
single
a
time
lie.
I work.
It's all a lie.
And a lot of people don't realize it because our job is to conceal and make it look like it's the client's actual hair. That's why I always tell girls, don't you know, don't feel bad, because a lot of the time, a lot of other people don't have as much hair as it seems like they do. So what we're gonna do now is, I always like to use the cheekbones as a guideline, which I'm sure you know, but always follow your cheekbones for the most flattering, you know, ponytail or bun. So we're gonna follow that shape and kind of put the ponytail right up top. And then I like to just kind of create a pineapple, like a high pony, and tie it around once or twice.
These are fresh hair ties, so I can just do once.
So you're gonna pull these pieces, yeah, and just kind of like tug on them lightly, just so they kind of like drop a little bit. And you're gonna continue doing the same thing around the sides too, and a little bit on the back. Yeah, from the side and the back, it looks amazing.
It's very important, I'm sure. Just ensure that every angle looks good. Celebrities can be photographed from every angle, so it's very important for you to check your side, check the back. But as we mentioned, you know, although this looks good now, it's really not secure. If I was out in the wind, it would be blowing all over the place and look crazy.
Yes, so we're gonna make sure that it's very secure. So we're gonna use some bobby pins. Yeah, you're gonna kind of go in and start pinning some random pieces down. Start there, and then also one other trick I like to do, since you kind of only tied it around one, since it's a brand new hair tie, I like to kind of go in with the actual bobby pin and kind of pin it into the actual hair tie into the scalp, if that makes sense, because then that creates kind of an anchor to make sure that it doesn't kind of go anywhere.
Especially if you have very silky hair, the hair tie can kind of slip sometimes, right? And we want to keep this perky bun up, so we want to really anchor it to the scalp.
Don't put the bobby pin straight into your brain. Just kind of like lightly right onto your scalp, because we don't want it to be too painful.
I'm putting them right into my scalp because I'm aggressive. But when you're working on a celebrity, I say that so weird. Like, celebrities are humans too. They're just like us. But I feel like, I don't know, I would feel very anxious doing their hair, and I would just be walking on eggshells like, is that okay? Does that hurt?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I worked in the salon for so long too, so you kind of learn to understand what people like, what they're comfortable with, and stuff like that. Also, I love the way this looks so far.
I know.
Does it feel a little bit more anchored?
It does.
Like, slightly?
It does,
okay. Sure. All right, so now your face framing pieces look great. Another trick I would do is you're gonna grab one of these guys like this, and you're gonna kind of pin it onto your scalp, but like kind of lift it and pin. So it's kind of hanging a little bit, and yeah, exactly.
Just to give
so you're
some
gonna kind
layering.
of take one of those.
Especially if,
if
the bangs are too heavy. So we really want it to be soft and tendrily, right?
Yes, exactly. So then this just adds some dimension and frames it a little bit better. And then you can even take one of the last ones here and pin it on the side as well.
I'm doing this entirely without a mirror, so
oh my gosh,
I'm using a little screen and a lot of faith.
And now we're gonna just, we're gonna kind of just tug on a few more, and then just kind of start placing random hairpins throughout, because we want to just kind of make sure that those are a little bit more secure, making sure that you kind of have enough in the front, so they're kind of like cascading down. Yeah, exactly.
And I always say, like, you don't have to open a bobby pin. Like, some people, they're opening the bobby pins, and sometimes they can slide out, I find. Because if there's too much hair pushed in them, they'll just want to push back out. So I don't even open up my bobby pins all the time. I'm literally just kind of taking a hair, weaving it, and then shoving it in.
I love that trick, because that's essentially why the bobby pins have that little opening, is for the hair to actually slip through, so you don't actually have to open it like this. Yeah, this is looking really great so far.
I hope so. Again, I cannot see. You are my eyes, so let us know if you're leaving comments. Show some hearts, show some love. Yeah. And let us know where you're going to be wearing this look so far. We're not quite done yet, though.
Yeah, let's refresh those guys.
I'd love to know how you usually refresh curls, especially on celebrities.
So essentially when I'm on set, you know, it really just depends on the client or what have you, but honestly, my go-to is pretty easy and straightforward. Spray bottle, a little leave-in conditioner, and a little cream to just quickly refresh.
I think a cream is always a safe bet, because usually curls, when they're looking very frizzy, they're dry, dehydrated. I'm gonna take a little bit of my curl cream. This is just one that actually has some hold to it as well. I consider it, it's like a cream and a gel in one. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that, because especially when you're wearing makeup, I don't like to spray directly in case you hit the face, but also it could cause frizz. I usually just spray water
Love that.
onto the product.
Yes.
And I emulsify.
Perfect.
And then smooth.
Exactly.
Finger coil.
Love that. I even like to do a little bit extra and just kind of go in through the nape of the neck and just kind of run my fingers through. I like to go in with the Dyson Supersonic. So with the diffuser, I always like to go in low heat, low speed.
Sometimes when I'm doing hair on myself, I do use high heat. However, how long does a hairstyle on average take to achieve?
It depends. It really depends on what it is. Probably an hour to 90 minutes or so. Sometimes you're in circumstances where they're like, we have 15 minutes, we have 10 minutes, and you kind of have to like figure something out.
Are you usually doing hair after the makeup has been done, or are you usually doing hair before the makeup?
Oh no, I'm always doing hair with makeup just because it takes so long. So essentially we're always working with the makeup artist and sometimes even the nail person too.
It's like, it's a pit stop.
Yeah.
You know, the car. It's a pit stop.
Exactly.
Because you've been a hairstylist for a while, I'm sure you've used lots of different tools, as I have, and this has always been my fastest diffuser. It's the diffuser attachment itself that has always had my heart.
Yep.
And is also quiet and just so gentle on the hair.
Out of all the blow dryers I've ever used, it's the best one. I feel like it's the Lamborghini of like blow dryers, honestly, because I've used so many, mainly because the speed of the air comes out at 105 miles per hour on this specific blow dryer. So it'll dry your hair like this. And then it also has intelligent heat control, so it measures the temperature of your hair too, so your hair will never overheat like other blow dryers.
You'll never burn yourself or your clients, which I'm sure would result in a very serious lawsuit. I would not want to mess with anyone of the sleds.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love the prongs. I always say the prongs are like fingers. You know, so I always tell girls, do not use your fingers to touch your curls when you're diffusing, because that's what the prongs are there for.
What finishing products would you be using? Especially, like, I'm sure one of the biggest challenges is humidity. It's a challenge for all of us. And with summer coming up, it's really, really hot. And you're in LA, very hot there. How do you manage extreme heats and temperatures and just finishing the hair?
Honestly, no one wants frizzy hair. Before I blow dry, I'd always use a heat protectant. I always move low and slow. That's my motto. So I'll use low speed, sometimes higher heat, depending on, you know, the style that we're kind of going for. And then I always hit the hair with like a cool shot if we're doing a really sleek look. And then sometimes, depending on what we're doing, I'll go in, if it's a really sleek look, I'll use the Dyson flyaway attachment. This thing is life-changing. So, I mean, I don't think you can really use it on curly hair. It's mainly more so for smooth styling. You don't have to go in with like the hairspray with the toothbrush trick anymore. You kind of just use this and it'll start to lay everything nice and flat with no product or anything at all. So,
and I have used this on my curly hair.
You
before,
have,
and it worked, but you have to do it on like no heat, so not even low heat. Use a cool shot, because otherwise the heat can kind of revert the curl or set a new style in the hair while it's pulling and blow drying. It's not going to be the same effect as on straight hair, but it does work.
I love that so much. And also, like, I learned something new because I haven't tried it on curly hair, so that's a new trick. So essentially, I love to use a little bit of oil on my fingertips and just kind of go in and separate a couple of them. It doesn't have to be too perfect because the style is actually, you know, it's meant to be fun and flirty. So you don't want it to be too done. And then I normally go in and just finish off with a little bit of hairspray. And then I might even have you go in with one of the bobby pins and kind of lift up the very front. And you can even like pin this like this. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of a layer in the very front of your hair.
How would you dress this up to elevate it from like a day to even a night look?
Yeah, I feel like you can use a lot of different things. You can use a headband, gold hair clips, or gold bobby pins. I love what you kind of have going on there. What are these? Oh, those are cute. Perfect. Yeah, that's cute there.
And we almost want to tuck it underneath the curls. It's like an accent,
yes,
right?
exactly. And even one more trick for a red carpet, a lot of the time it depends on what kind of styles we're doing. If it's like a sleek back moment, sometimes, you know, people's hair density tends to be a little bit different along the hairline. So we'll go in with dark eyeshadow or an eyebrow palette and fill in all of those little sparse areas. Because typically when people are photographed and stuff, hair always photographs a little bit smaller and everything always looks different on camera. So we always want to make sure that all those little areas are nice and filled in.
And that's very interesting to note that the hair does look smaller on camera. It's even bigger in real life. I feel like a celebrity. Do I look like a celebrity? I feel like a celebrity would have this curl in place. God damn it. So moving on to our next look, I actually brought in a celebrity to achieve this. You might know her. You might know her. Well, bring her on. If you don't know, the one, the only Amanda Guido, this is my sister. She's got a lot of hair that's also curly that we pre-styled-ish. It's blown out.
Yeah.
But obviously, the hair is giving poofy, it's giving kinky in the wrong way, and definitely not sleek like Miss Hailey. So, we wanted to create some very Hailey Bieber inspired S-wave curls. Ironelle is the expert on these, and she's gonna share with us exactly how to achieve this look.
I am so excited. You already blew your hair out, so thank you for that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the Corrale and just have that start heating up in the meantime while we prep the hair.
Also, our hair does not blow dry well.
It needs to be finished with an iron.
It doesn't hold with just a round brush. It needs to be sealed with the iron.
Exactly. And honestly, like I have curly hair too. I literally left a little piece out here, which I can probably go through and kind of show you guys how it works on curly hair. But, you know, us girls with curly hair feel guilty sometimes for straightening their hair. And I never feel that using the Corrale because, like you mentioned, yeah, literally it has intelligent heat control. It'll measure the temperature of your hair 100 times per second. So I never ever feel like, you know, I'm compromising the texture of my hair. I've been straightening my hair and you can still see the integrity of my actual curls as well. So it's still all there. I can still wear my hair straight. I can still wear it curly. And you know, sometimes us curly girls want a change and you know, we want to do it without feeling completely guilty. So, but judging by the texture of her hair and what kind of needs to be done, I'm going to go in and probably put it at 365 or 410, one of the two.
Yeah, Amanda can definitely work with 410 because her texture is coarser. She can take the extra heat and she almost needs it. Her hair can be a little bit resistant to the iron. But if you do have finer hair and you're doing this at home, like even on myself, I would use like 365.
Specifically for the Dyson Corrale, I would always go in with heat slightly lower than what you're used to just because of the technology is so sophisticated. So 410 is perfect. I'm probably gonna go in with 410 as well and take this piece here and brush through it and take this piece and just go ahead and pass through it nice and slow. And with the Corrale, you don't need an actual comb to kind of guide the hair through because of the copper flexing plates. So what it does is it gathers the hair for you. So that's one single pass there.
Ideally, you would want to flat iron over
blown out hair, exactly.
Right? You would want to blow dry, prep the hair first, just to make sure that there's not going to be any kinks in the hair. But that's amazing.
So this is completely, it's not blown out or anything. So
usually I can tell when someone naturally has curly hair, but if I saw you, I might be like, oh no, I think her hair is just naturally smooth and straight. Because of the way it's perfectly laying, it has that silk to it. All right, we're gonna try to achieve the same level of sleek on Amanda's hair.
One of the biggest things that I do, which I think is a really important trick and also extends the longevity of the actual style that you're doing, is I use a hairspray before I flat iron, curl, or use any kind of heat tool on the hair, except a blow dryer. You'd never want to spray wet hair with hairspray and then go in with the blow dryer. I'll go in and spray like that. I'll butterfly the hair and spray through all the sections like this.
And you can't just use any hairspray for this, right?
No, I love to use a hairspray with built-in heat protectant, and it's typically like a flexible hold hairspray, because anything that's too strong, what will happen is once you spray the hair with hairspray and brush through it and then put an iron through it, you'll have very stiff hair.
What's one you would recommend?
I'm using right now Living Proof. It's the flexible hold hairspray with the built-in heat protectant.
And if you're going to be using an oil for this, use one with heat protectant, like the Olaplex oil.
Okay, perfect. So we have that little piece of hair on the side. We can probably take half of that just to begin. So you're gonna go in and essentially start at the root, and you kind of want to angle it outwards like this, very slightly. But you wanna make sure you're kind of straightening and kind of going out, beveling out. Yeah, perfect, amazing. And then you're gonna bevel the iron exactly where that curve ends. You're gonna bevel it inward. Perfect, and then outward again. Great, and then you're gonna kind of continue, and then you can bevel in and out for the very end. The ends of the hair always kind of stay inward or a little bit straight. So you'll kind of get that little bend there. And then you're gonna take the back section and repeat it. Yeah, so you're gonna kind of go in and start out and in and out and in.
We're getting it. For first time, I feel like, you know,
I feel like it looks good for the first time, because actually these are very hard to do. It honestly took me a long time to understand when I started doing them. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get these flat iron waves or these kind of like effortless textured waves, but yeah, they look good. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's take the next section, but instead of bringing the hair out, we want to keep it down here.
Down, so super flat at the root, right?
We want it to kind of be a little like flat up here and kind of come out a little bit on the shaft of the hair. And the good thing is, like, sometimes with the Corrale, I will do this style on myself and then I'll be out for work all day, and then I just keep the Corrale in my car and just touch up my hair in the car.
I believe it.
Okay. So for this one here, since we're starting to get closer to the face framing pieces, you're gonna want to do the same thing, but bevel the iron a little bit out right as you get to her eyebrow, because that's the most flattering place. Yeah, kind of go flat and then angle outwards there. Yeah, and then inward.
Now, do you release the iron as you're pulling down?
You can. They each kind of give you different textures, because if you kind of take the iron and do this the whole time, you'll get the mermaid waves. But in order to create the natural effortless texture that is in that photo reference, we always want to angle the iron. Instead of like this, we want to angle it like this. Holding it on an angle gives you a much more natural bend. And then we go in, and then for this one, same thing again. We're gonna go in and just bevel out and in, and just kind of follow that all throughout.
And you really want to rotate the iron, I feel like, to get a more extreme bevel. I love this iron for that. I love the shape of it. Like, I feel like it's perfectly rounded. It's very silky to wrap the hair around the iron.
You can do a lot of different things with this, and it's like good for every single hair type. So everyone in the family can use it. You get one Corrale, everyone can use it. So if you have, you know, you guys are sisters, you guys can share one. If I had a sister, she would share mine, but it's like, it can be used on everyone and anybody. So
You're our
it works
sister
really,
now.
really well. Oh my God, I've always wanted a sister! Yay! So again, with that very front part, that's one of the most important things, because I see a lot of people kind of, you know, beveling too high up, and then it kind of gives you that crink at the very top. So we always want to smooth up until we get to the eye line, and then curve outward and then in, and then follow that all throughout. And it kind of gives you that nice face framing piece.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like that came out really cute.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it looks really good. With this front section, I always take it and angle it forward. I never flat iron it here.
So we're over directing the section right in front of the face.
Straight at the top and then angling right where the eye is and then curving inward and outward until you reach the end, keeping the ends a little straight. Amazing.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so we're moving on to the next section. It's so nice being cord free. I'm like watching you work and like go through with the Corrale, and it's it's so nice to not have a wire like hitting her face.
Especially for you, since you mentioned a lot of the times there's so many people working on your clients.
We don't always have an outlet with us, right? Like, what's the craziest place that you've ever had to do someone's hair?
Yeah.
A plane.
A plane?
And I don't know, somewhere outdoors. I don't know, the beach or something.
And I'm still good for battery. We've been talking a lot throughout this whole, there's been a lot of mini intermissions, but the battery is still more than halfway.
Yeah, you get 30 minutes of cord-free time. I think it looks amazing. You did a really good job. I'm really proud of you. Yay. Okay, cool.
We're coming for you, Hailey.
Yes, we are.
And your husband. What?
So
said that. I'm so embarrassing. I gotta go.
Okay, well, it looks great. So now one thing I always like to go in with is a little texture spray. I don't know if Amanda needs too much since her hair already kind of has that natural texture, but I always go in and I like to butterfly. It's basically taking the hair and butterflying and just releasing a little bit at a time and then spraying product in at the same time. And as you guys can see the difference in this side versus this side. So same thing here. And you want to hold it about 6 to 12 inches away from the actual hair. And then one little trick I like to do is with these front pieces, sometimes I'll spray right where like the eye line is. And I like to kind of bring the hair forward and just kind of do one of these to kind of bring up the texture. I like to go in with a little oil and then just on the fingers and just kind of go in and like break up the ends just so the ends look a little more piecey. I don't know about you guys, but when I straighten my hair, I can go 6 days, 7 days.
Same.
Oh, easily.
Without washing? Yeah.
You want to.
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, on like day 5 or 6, when I'm like, okay, I want to switch it up, this is also something good to do. And then I'll just kind of go in and spray a little dry shampoo around my scalp just to kind of, you know, break everything up and then go in and kind of create these waves. But they look really good and effortless and like cool. It's like cool girl hair. That's what we're trying to go for.
I love it.
Yay!
Honestly, you made this effortless style feel effortless, but very important tips and tricks. I learned a new tip today, the butterflying technique. I didn't really know there was a name to that, but it really helps. It's especially great for finer hair, right?
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. I love it.
So now that we've achieved these beautiful looks, thank you so much, Ironell, for guiding us through. I have one more question for you. As a pro behind the scenes, you work with, again, a lot of tools on a lot of different celebrities, but what is your favorite Dyson tool that you feel like you get the most use out of?
Oh, that's a really tough question because I literally use every single one so much. That's a really tough question. I think the Supersonic is a classic. I will use it all the time on every hair type. And all the different attachments are so easy to use and interchangeable. But I would probably have to say the Corrale is probably one of my favorite ones just because it's, you know, all the Dyson tools are innovative, but the Corrale being cordless is a true game changer. And I feel like it changed a lot of things for me too. So yeah, as of right now, the Corrale. It's really hard to choose, but I will just choose Corrale for now because I love them all so much, but yeah.
I love that. I love you, sister. Thank you so much for joining us for today's video. Thank you to Dyson for bringing us together, two hairstylists from completely different worlds, to create these looks for you. I really hope that you found all of these tutorials and tips and tricks helpful and that you apply them to your own hairs at home. Let us know which style you prefer and that you can't wait to get your hands into. Renelle, I can't wait to see what other looks you continue to create on the celebrities. Where can we find you so we can creep you?
Yes, my Instagram is @HairRenelle on Instagram, and yeah, you can find me there. I love this so much. I'm like, I just have to say again, I'm like so happy we did this. This was a lot of fun. And I also love that we all color coordinated. I mean, you told me you were wearing orange. You guys were both wearing orange, and I had to like pull out orange out of my closet somehow. So I love this.
Orange is definitely going to be one of the colors of the summer. So if you see us wearing orange a lot, orange is the new pink, okay? Orange is the new black. That was a great show. Anyways, I digress. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll do another video like this. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. And we hope to see you next time. Yay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, you. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
This is a story about a girl named Lucky.
Turn the lights on. Let's see what it really looks like.
Turn up the music. Turn down the lights. All right.
It's about that time. It's great.
I love it.
I think I have sweat in my upper lip. I melted a little bit. It's fine, but oh my, hello. I am not sweating. I dropped the mic again. I have a tornado. Okay,
She's a little bit of a nutcase sometimes, but that's why we love her.
It would kind of be, oh my gosh, so sorry. Hold on. And my other cat.
Justin, we're Canadian too. Yo, those Tim Biebs, they slap. We're good. Tim Biebs were really good.
Oh my god, you guys are so funny.